What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Top 5 Scary Videos. I've said this before and I'll say it again, I do not like the ocean. Nope, it's really scary. Not a fan. Like, for example, the other night I came across this thing.
What's a
Oh my god.
Is that a gopher eel then?
Wow.
Yes.
So, yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is, and I have no desire to find out. The depths of the ocean are very scary, is what I'm trying to say. So, without further ado, I'm Taylor McWatters, and here are the top 5 deep sea horror movies. Kicking off the list at number 5, Open Water. How long can you tread water for? 1 minute? 1 hour? 1 day? Longer. Well, that's the horrifying plot of the 2004 deep sea thriller, Open Water. The film follows excited couple Dan and Susan as they arrive to a tropical getaway. After a very uncomfortable night filled with mosquitoes and a lot of slapping, they decide to go scuba diving the next day with the group. Sounds fun? But after an incorrect head count, the couple is left exploring the deep while the boat leaves them stranded. Upon resurfacing, they quickly realize their fate. The film is an hour and 20 minutes of pure anxiety. They get tired, they get hungry, and of course they get sharks. It's a roller coaster, it's great. Here's an interesting little tidbit. The director, Chris Kentis, didn't use any CGI in this movie at all. Instead, he decided to feed real sharks real tuna, so the actors can truly get a feel for the movie. As long as the sharks were being fed tuna, they didn't harm the actors. Okay, I would have walked off of that set so fast. Swam out of that set so fast, rather. Honestly, I love this movie. It genuinely made me feel really uncomfortable. It's straightforward and it sticks to a simple plot. The sharks don't need to be genetically enhanced. They don't need to have frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads. They're sharks. Sharks are already scary. Just be a shark. It's good. It works. You have like 1,000 teeth. Just point a camera at them and play some ominous music. Done. Bam. Millions of dollars. The acting in this movie is great as well. You can tell the actors are actually uncomfortable and exhausted while they were filming. With only a budget of $500,000, this deep sea horror flick pulled in $54 million worldwide. Not too shabby. Number 4, Deep Blue Sea. This is a classic. This may be the first horror movie that I can recall actually watching, so this one hits close to home. Released in 1999, starring Samuel L. Jackson and directed by Renny Harlin, Deep Blue Sea tells the story of a team of scientists determined to fight Alzheimer's disease. But to do so, they must study a group of mako sharks in an underwater facility. And as you would expect by watching this video, the tests don't go so well and the sharks end up faster, stronger, and smarter than before. LL Cool J is in this movie and he kinda crushes it low-key. The sets are really well done too. I mean, the director wanted to make the next best shark movie after Jaws, which I'll get into of course later on. The animatronic sharks look pretty legit for the most part. Thomas Jane, who you recognize as the OG Punisher, plays a shark wrangler named Carter. He's actually afraid of sharks in real life, and he announced in an interview that since Jaws came out, he's been terrified of sharks, and that 24 years later he plays a shark wrangler. Classic. I'd love to be a fly on the wall hearing that phone call with his agent. He's like, really? How much? God damn it. Some scenes are timeless because of the practical sets. It looks really good. They actually use these massive water tanks that were left over after James Cameron had finished using them to film Titanic. Thanks, Jimbo. Of all the reviews I've found, it seems like people are actually really split on this movie. People love it or absolutely hate it. I know which side I'm on, but what about you? Also, let us know in the comments what you think of LL Cool J's music video that he did for this. I'm curious if anybody else remembers that hidden gem. Number 3, 47 Meters Down. Starring Mandy Moore, this deep sea 2017 thriller, directed by Johannes Robert, is kind of like the movie Open Water, but with a bit of a twist. While vacationing in Mexico, sisters Kate and Lisa, played by Mandy Moore and Claire Holt, decide to go scuba diving in a cage underwater to get a look at some fun sea life. Now, of course, things don't go planned. The cage breaks off from the boat and descends, well, 47 meters down, and the sisters are soon stalked by a bunch of sharks. I thought this movie was going to be a lot of the same old thing we've seen before. While some parts are obviously predictable, the way the film concludes sets it apart from others. So as the sisters are trapped in the dark waters, their oxygen tanks are slowly running out of air. This added element to an already terrifying premise makes a great hour-and-a-half deep sea thriller. If you liked 47 Meters Down, the sequel, 47 Meters Down Uncaged, it's actually also a pretty good time, so check it out. Number 2, The Shallows. Okay, this isn't a deep sea horror, but it is about a scary shark, and it's too good not to mention, alright? What do you want from me? Starring Blake Lively and directed by Jaume Colette Serra, this 2016 shark thriller finds medical student Nancy Adams, played by Blake Lively, as she sets out to a secluded beach to hit up some waves to help her get her mind off of a personal tragedy. After she grabs her surfboard and gets going, she's just a mere 200 meters away from shore when a great white shark decides, it's lunchtime, and then attacks Nancy. So she books it to the nearest rock and then waits for the predator to leave. But unfortunately, the shark is in absolutely no rush and waits for Nancy to return to the water. I mean, she's gotta leave some point, right? I mean, the shark knows what's up. It's not its first rodeo. So this is the same director that did The Commuter, Nonstop, and Run All Night, which all include Liam Neeson for some weird reason. So I was curious to see how he would do with a smaller scale thriller about a shark. Turns out he did a great job. I like this movie a lot more than I thought I would. This may very well be the last good shark movie, and I'm okay with that. The simple and well executed plot had me holding my breath literally the entire time. Well, not literally, but I tried. Blake Lively's performance in this reminds me of James Franco's from 127 Hours. A lot of still moments with the character reflecting on their past, and it really captivates the audience. Sometimes less is more, and The Shallows certainly hits the nail on the head with shark suspense. If you haven't seen it yet, add it to your list. You won't regret it. Finally, number one, of course you guessed it, Jaws. This 1975 Spielberg classic is the sole reason most of us and our parents are afraid to swim in the ocean. Being one of, if not the greatest shark movie, it's surprising how little the terror is actually seen. See, Spielberg wanted to go an hour of the film before you even see the shark to add a layer of suspense. This movie is a classic. It would be very hard to find someone who hasn't seen Jaws, for good reason. Many argue that it was the film that put Spielberg front and center. So what's the deal with this movie? Why is it so popular? Well, it was the first good shark movie, arguably. After a great white shark named Bruce terrorizes a beach, a sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer come to save the day. The film is the first of its kind. With only a budget of $7 million, Jaws managed to pull in over $400 million worldwide. But it wasn't easy. See, during the filming of Jaws, the Orca, the boat, actually sank in real life. The cast and crew had to be rescued from another boat, and they even lost a camera during the whole ordeal. Moment of silence for that camera. Okay, that's long enough. George Lucas actually came by the set to visit Spielberg during filming, and during a mechanical malfunction, the acclaimed Star Wars director actually got stuck inside of the shark's mouth. They had to pry it open to get him free. I wonder if they used the jaws of life to get him out. Well, there you have it, guys. Which deep sea horror movies did we miss? Make sure to comment down below so we can check those ones out as well. Before you leave, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and then while you're at it, the little notification bell would be great. That way you don't miss any future videos. I'm Taylor McWatters, and thank you for watching. Starring Blake Lively and directed by Jaime Colette Serra, definitely butchered that name, this deep sea horror flick pulled in $54 million worldwide. I don't know why I waited so long. I was like, worldwide. I know which side I'm on. I know which side I'm on. A sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer, damn,